When we come together to worship at Mass, we lift our voices to God and we lift the spirits of those around us. Our parish is a family, and it is important that we also gather outside of the Mass, whether we celebrate a joyful occasion, come together in consolation, or simply for a meeting. For the foreseeable future, our gathering space is the church basement. Yes, we'd like to make it look more attractive, and yes, the wonder workers have been working wonders with what they have, and it is time that we made their work a little easier. They have a wish list of new appliances and cabinets. But our primary focus is on accessibility. Right now, many in our parish family cannot join us in the church basement. Whether the cause is illness, a temporary impairment such as a broken leg, or simply getting older, these are people we love and care about. We don't owe it to them to make the basement accessible. We owe it to ourselves. We all benefit from the presence and contributions of these people. Here are just a few.
The Knights of Columbus no longer meet in the basement of the church. We meet in the library at the school where it's easier to get into with a wheelchair. We're into the church, it's an impossibility to get in there easily. To me, asking quite a bit to have the Knights physically move me up and down stairs. That's pretty tough on them to do it. And it would be a heck of a lot easier if we had a lift of some kind where I wouldn't have to depend on the individual Knights to get me up and down to the basement.
Hello, I'm John Manison. I was diagnosed with transverse myelitis in the year 2009. It is a debilitating disease that has confined me to the wheelchair by attacking my spinal cord and paralyzing me from the waist down. So now the better part of my last 2.5 years has been confined to the wheelchair and doing what my wheelchair limits my ability. And I've noticed that one thing, that while I can go out into the community, while I can go to St. Greg's Church and go into the Masses, go into the congregation itself, I can't feel that closeness because the basement is almost like a new entity to me, just like going up the stairs into any store, any shop would be. And without the help of someone else and making myself feel like I'm down lower than everyone else, I can't go do that. So I can't really get the grasp of a good community feeling.
How many years we've been here? 89. We were baptized at St. Gregory's. We married at St. Gregory's, had all our First Communion and confirmation. My marriage was right there at that altar.
I'm 90 years old, and it's getting difficult, but so far we've struggled with it, but it is getting very hard.
He's pretty strong, and he's not a complainer, so if he had to go down on his butt, he would, but the Knights have always taken good care of him.
If you can do one thing, put an elevator lift here, put a ramp here, and even though it's one step and there's still a lot more to go, it's that first step, because that's all that people really need.
Oh, we have a 69th anniversary coming up. We'd like to have like a little, at least a 9 o'clock Mass get together, because that's the Mass we attend all the time, but the whole parish as far as that goes. But it would be nice to have everybody go down the basement and have a piece of cake and some coffee and socialize with one another. And what would happen? I can't go down the basement. To have to stand at the top of the railing and say, "Hi, everybody, have another piece of cake and coffee."
Next weekend is CSA Commitment Sunday. Everything raised over St. Greg's assigned goal of $47,000 stays here. To purchase and install a lift that can take someone to and from the church basement and to make necessary repairs to the downstairs restroom will also cost about $47,000. Yes, that's a lot of money, but parishes much smaller than ours have raised a lot more. This matters, and we can do it. Before you leave today, look around at the people you worship with. Together, we are the church, all of us. Please pray this week about how much you will pledge to this important cause. It really will lift all of us.